Glad to have a number of y'all here, at least for a little bit. I know a lot of y'all are probably busy today, with it being a new year and all. But I'm glad to have you here. I don't know what that means. But with the doctor stuff, what I had done was I booked an appointment with a doctor in town because I live like 10 minutes from the there's a number of hospitals in the city, but there's the big one, the Nebraska hospital, and then there's Crichton University hospital, which is also just down the road. They're both really close by. So I booked an appointment with the bowel center there because they have a whole wing of the a whole department wing specifically focused on like gastroenterology, like IBS. It's like an irritable bowel syndrome wing. Like that's the whole function of the wing, is to treat IBS and similar bowel diseases. So I booked an appointment with them, and I got in, and I, went and talked to them, and she'd never heard of the medication that I take for this before. She'd never heard of it being prescribed for IBS. You're going to have to forgive. I'm going to have a lot of word issues today. Brain fog has been a constant issue since I've been sick. Words have been harder to come by than usual, which is saying something. But I got an appointment with her. I went in, I saw her. I got the refill that I needed that day. But she was like, I need to look into the medication before I can continue to prescribe it. For my conscience, I need to look into this medication before I continue to give it to you. And I was like, that's fine. I just need to walk out of here with a prescription today because I ain't got any pills left. So I got that prescription. I went and picked it up, went home. And then a month later, when I needed more, I hadn't really heard from her about it. So I contacted them and found out that they weren't going to be prescribing it to me anymore because they deemed it not good enough, or that there were better options, XYZ, whatever. And wanted me to essentially go back into the trial phase of weaning off this medication and trying new medications. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back into the trial phase. Going off these meds for even a couple days is not fun. Just missing a pill is noticeable. If I go a whole day without taking any, I notice it, and it's very much not a good time. So I don't really want to go into a trial phase, especially because it seemed the main reason that they wanted to put me back in the trial phase is that this medication is known to have more side effects and interactions with other medications than some of the newer drugs for IBS, and newer and more commonly prescribed drugs for IBS. But I don't take any other medications other than testosterone, so there's not any other meds for this to have negative interactions with. So I personally don't want to go through a trial phase right now. Maybe in the future, once I'm on more prescription medications where it could be having a interactive issue, then maybe then. But right now, I don't need that. I need this medication. I know how this medication works for my body. I know how it interacts with certain foods, with certain with my sleep cycle. I know exactly how this medication interacts because I've been taking this drug for 3 fucking years. So I don't wish to do that. So I got her to give me another month's worth since I was out again, so I could go look for another doctor. And I've got maybe a week or two's worth left of meds, so I need to start reaching out and looking for another doctor who will prescribe me this medication. So like I said, I found this thing online called Plush Care. It's a website that you can book for all sorts of things with a lot of telehealth appointments, which would be ideal for me because all I need are refills. I don't need exams or procedures, or I've done all of that. I don't need diagnoses or any of that. I know exactly what I need and what for. And so all I need is a doctor who will go, yeah, that sounds right. Here's your prescription, go get your drugs. That's what I am looking for. So if I got to cycle through a few of them on this app, then that's what I got to do. As of today, I am now on Amazon Health Insurance. And from what I can see, from some of the research I've done the past couple days, while I've been, during the few hours of consciousness that I've had over the past couple days, it does seem that this insurance is actually going to cut the cost of my meds down a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. If the information I found is correct. Let me see if I can pull up because I have I screenshotted it. Let me see if I can, so I can get you the numbers. Which I didn't think it was going to, which I've grown accustomed to how much my meds cost. I'm used to paying $113 a month for these meds. And considering how much they improve my existence and my ability to live, I don't really mind paying that money. Where is it? Where is it? Did I not screenshot it on here? Is it actually on my tablet? They're supposed to synchronize, but it doesn't seem that they have. Oh, no, they didn't. So currently I pay about $114 per bottle, which is a month's worth of, it's a 30-day supply. And according to the prescription program that I have through my new insurance, from the pharmacy that I already picked my drugs up at, I can get a month's supply for $21. That would be nice. So if that's correct, and from other pharmacies, the highest number for a month's supply is like $37 from other pharmacies. So if that's correct, then, because a lot of these prices, it's a 3-month supply costs the same under this plan as what I'm currently paying for it out of pocket with just GoodRx. Because my parents' insurance doesn't cover these meds at all. So if this information is accurate and I've done my research correctly, which is a big if, which is why I'm not banking on these numbers, then I could be saving quite a lot of money. But I got to find a doctor to give it to me first. So I'm going to book my first appointment for tomorrow before stream at 11:15 in the morning, because I'm going to try to start streaming around noon tomorrow as well, assuming I don't end up having plans tonight. I've been having to do a lot of adulting of these past few days whilst being ill, which I don't appreciate, quite frankly. It's a gross start to the year, if I'm being honest. I started my year asleep, sick, and having to do adulting. And it's not the vibe I'm looking for this year. And I'm still ill and still gross. I'm sitting here with cold sweats just out of the blue, which I didn't have 20 minutes ago. I don't know if you can still hear the sick in my voice, but I think it comes through every once in a while because my throat's still a bit raw, which is why the Monster is nice, because it's nice and bubbly. Scratches my throat on the way down. Oh. Really? Well, this specific drug, it's it's a name brand drug, and I think it's somewhere on the restricted drugs list. It's one of those drugs that people can form habits around. We can become addicted to it. Probably because it's so life-changing for some of us. If someone was like, hey, go off these drugs for a month and I'll give you $10,000, I'd make it work. I would, if someone offered me enough money to make it worth throwing my life wellness away for X amount of time, I would make it work. But my quality of life is far better when I'm on these meds. The only thing I'm not sure about is it's not when I'm booking these doctors, it's not telling me what their specialty is, and I kind of need a specialist to prescribe these. I don't think just any doctor can prescribe this medication, which is why I might need to go through a few of them. But in theory, seeing one of them, they'll be like, oh, I can't do that. Here's someone that could, because, they all they're on this same thing. And because they are in network, it's only going to cost me $30 to see them. Plush Care does require you to be part of a subscription service. But at the end of the day, the subscription service plus the fee of seeing the copay of seeing the doctor, and if this insurance does in fact make my drugs cost less, it's still going to be cheaper than what I was doing before. Because before I was paying over $100 to see the doctor per visit, and then $100+ a month for the meds. So even with the monthly, it's like $16 a month or something, which isn't that bad. Not that I wouldn't even need to see the doctor every month in theory, unless I have to check in every month to get the prescription filled. I don't know yet. I'm figuring it out. I'm working on it. I'm new to all this fucking nonsense. And then on top of that, I'm trying to apply for a credit card so I can get my car fixed because I'm very tired of being stuck at home and having to rely on other people and having to order in shit, which, by the way, groceries are supposed to be delivered between 1 and 2 today, so in like an hour. So I'll have to hop off. I won't turn off the stream or anything. I'll just have to run upstairs and grab my groceries. And I'll probably order food at some point during the stream as well, depending on how long I last for stream today. But, you know, I'm tired of this shit. Yeah, I'm really tired of it. It's only been like a week, and most of that week I was out of town anyways. But especially since I've only really got one person I can rely on for stuff like that. I've got 2 people that I can get to take me to work. But Libriana and then one of my other work friends are really the only 2 people that can pick me up for work, which is the main thing that I need taken to. Yeah, there is a bus stop down the street, but I don't know where all the bus stops are on the path, so I don't know if it would take me where I need to go. I'm sure it might, but like there's literally a bus stop. There's like 2 that I drive by to park here that are like a block away. So if I needed to get on the bus, I could figure it out, but you know, I definitely feel like I sound sick still. My, like right in here, it'll just like a little pinprick every once in a while, and then my voice will go. So I sound better than I did yesterday, though. Yeah. Believe it or not, this is the best I've sounded in days. Yesterday, I completely lost my voice for a couple hours. One of the times I woke up yesterday, I tried to say something to like turn my lights on, because you know I use Google to turn all my stuff on, and nothing came out. So, I don't really have a cough. I really only cough when like I get congested in the middle of a sentence or when my throat dries out unexpectedly. I don't actually cough for any like normal sickness reason. It's just like a cough in response to not being able to function normally. It's not, coughing hasn't been a symptom that I've had. Same with sneezing. I have sneezed a couple times the past couple days, but not because of my body needing to sneeze. It's just a sneeze in response to some other stimuli, not to me being sick necessarily, which has been weird. Which is the one thing where it's like, that's weird. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the cough doesn't do anything other than make me feel like I need to take a deep breath. And then taking deep breaths, like I feel like I've got a weight on my chest the past couple days. Like taking in a deep breath requires a lot more effort than normal. But I'm just glad I didn't have to go to work the last 2 days. Although I'm going to feel it on Wednesday and Thursday when I get my paycheck. And it's like $200. And I'm like, oh, I'm poor. I'm already poor, but now I'm really poor. Yeah, but yesterday, after she got off work, Libriana came over and brought me some stuff that I needed. Picked up some ibuprofen, because that's the only thing that's helped my sore throat. I could take all the Tylenol in the world, and it wasn't helping my throat at all. But ibuprofen was helpful, so she picked me up some ibuprofen on her way over and picked me up breakfast, and we usually eat breakfast together after work these days. But yesterday and the day before, she brought me breakfast, and I paid for breakfast the last 2 days, though, because I was like, I feel bad you keep coming over here, because I'm kind of out of her way from work. And we were talking, and I kind of sounded like an old man, like I was like a smoker. I sounded like this. I couldn't really project yesterday. I'm kind of just talking quiet today, because if I talk louder, it worsens the, like, tickle in my throat, and I don't have to talk loud. The mic is an inch from my face. But it was really funny, because she came in, and she was like, you sound worse than yesterday, but you look better than yesterday. And I was like, well, I sound better than I did a few hours ago, because I couldn't talk a few hours ago. So that was fun. Being sick and having the day off work isn't exactly ideal. It's not really a day off, because all I did was sleep, which in theory sounds nice, but I can't do anything if I'm asleep. But my sleep schedule, like on my Fitbit, has been really fun to look at these past few days. So I got sick on Thursday, right? I woke up Thursday afternoon is an official day off. Yeah, I got 2 days off. They'll be excused absences, so they won't take any of my UPT, PTO, vacation time. They won't take any of that because I got a doctor's note. So I'll take the doctor's note to them when I go in on Thursday. And they've already excused the days. When you put in a medical LOA, they excuse it automatically, and then they reassess once you've turned in all your paperwork and yada, yada, yada. They, like, after 30 days, they'll be like, oh, you're actually full of shit. We're going to take your time from you. So I haven't lost any of my hours, which is good because they pretty much auto kick out stuff. I think I paid like $30 for the doctor's visit. It was a virtual visit that I did on my couch. It took like maybe a half hour. It was fantastic. It was great. So yeah, no, not bad at all. Absolutely worth it. Because Thursday was fucking hell. Thursday was easily the worst day, and that's probably because I was at work for the whole 12 hours, and I woke up with symptoms. So I woke up at like 4:30. I woke up at like 4:30 p.m. and my throat was just raw to hell. But that was the only symptom I woke up with that day. So I just assumed it was normal drainage nonsense because it's that time of year. And I just traveled, so I kind of expected that. I woke up at 4:30 with a sore throat out of my mind. But I just took some Tylenol because I didn't actually have any ibuprofen, which is kind of weird that I didn't buy some when I got here. But otherwise I felt fine. So I, did my normal, got ready for work, and my friend Kylie was going to pick me up because she drives basically right by me on her way to work anyways. So she's been the one picking me up and taking me to work. Past couple days, it's just easier for her. Plus Libriana was out of town last Saturday, so she wasn't able to take me last week before the holidays. And I got in the car with Kylie, and she took me to work, and just a normal morning. And then as the work day went on, every hour it was worse and worse and worse and worse, and it just kept getting worse as the day went on. They put me in the trailer first period, which is I always hate anyways, but me being sick made it even worse. I knew I was sick by the time I got there because, like I said, every hour it got worse. I just felt worse as the day proceeded. So the drive to work, I felt worse than I did when I first woke up. When I walking through the building, I felt worse than I did on the drive to work. It was gradual progression of nonsense. And then he put me in the trailer right when I got there, which like I said, I hated on a normal day. I don't like being in there at the start of my day because I'm not awake yet, so my muscles aren't really warmed up in any capacity. So boxes are heavier first thing in the morning. I prefer third and fourth period to be in the trailer because second period I've just eaten, and second period tends to be when my IBS likes to act up the most. So if it's gonna act up, it's gonna act up in second period. But I'll work second period if he works with me on maybe needing a bathroom break here and there. But he threw me in there first period, and I was like, fine. But as I was working, it was exponentially getting worse while I was in the trailer. And I got out of the trailer at one point, and I said, Andre, I feel like ass. So I may need to tap out at some point. I'm going to try to make it through this period because it's one of the shorter periods. First period is 3 hours. Second period is closer to 4. Third period is closer to 4. And fourth period is like 2 hours. So the first period isn't very long. So I was like, I'm going to try to stick it out all the way, but I might need to tap out at some point because I really don't feel well. And then I walked back and grabbed a mask out of my backpack, put the mask on, got back in the trailer because they were having people hop in and out to help us. So I didn't want to breathe on the other guy. It's a small space. So I didn't want to pass on whatever the fuck I was dealing with. Ooh, someone started shopping for my Walmart order. That's nice. I didn't know I was going to get an update like that. That's cool. So I was throwing boxes and whatnot, and which was mostly fine because I know how to work in a way that doesn't put as much strain on my body on days when I need to, especially when I start my shift in there. So I was kind of moving a bit slower than I would typically, and sort of shortcutting certain things here and there. Not in an unsafe way, in an actually more safe way than I would normally work. But I realized that when I would bend over to get boxes up off the ground, like the lower levels of the walls, the box walls, getting back up, I would get dizzy. so, um, so I put up with that because I was almost done with the trailer. So I put up with it and I finished the trailer, and then I was having a cross feed, which just means so we had multiple lines running, pulling out of the trailers. So when we cross feed, we just feed two lines, out of one trailer. So it's a much easier process because I could just push it off of one line onto the other. I don't really have to do much lifting. So I wasn't having to bend over anymore. So I was like, we're good. And then eventually we had to get back in the trailer because we had another trailer available, but I had another guy in there with me finally. So I was like, I would get it down to about as far as I felt comfortable bending over. And I was like, I'm sick. Can you do the bottom line for me? And he's a very energetic guy. So he was like, oh yeah, absolutely. He bulldozed through those bottom layers. And then I went and found Kylie and I was like, can you take me to the store, to the gas station so I can get some drugs because I'm dying? And she was like, yeah, I got to go over there for cigarettes anyways. And I was like, God bless. I was like, because I'm not going to make it to when Libriana's supposed to get here. And so she took me over there. I got some cough and cold medicine. Didn't help. The cough and cold medicine did not end up helping. Oh, well. But then as the day went on, like I said, I kept picking up symptoms as the day went on. The worst one being like muscle ache. You know, the standard COVID muscle ache that people talk about, how your muscles just feel like you've run a marathon. But for me, it was primarily my back and my lower body and my neck. So like spine and lower body, like my legs. Oh my God, I've never felt pain like that before. And I've felt a lot of different kinds of back pain, let me tell you. As y'all are aware. But I'm sure it was exacerbated by the fact I was standing for 12 hours. So that didn't help. But like it got to the point that when I would walk places, I'd have to consciously like think about which leg I was moving. Genuinely. It was bad. Like there were a number of times I thought I was going to hit the ground because I thought, oh, well, I've tripped. I'm falling now. It was awful. Libriana told me later, because she did show up later, that she didn't get in until around 1 a.m. Because she had just driven back from Texas, so she came in late so she could sleep. And she saw me and she was like, you sick? Of course I had a mask on and I said, yeah. And she told me later that she asked Connor, one of our managers, she was like, can you make sure I can stay near him so in case he dies I can do something to help him out? And I was like, I'm glad you did, because honestly there were a number of times there I thought I was gonna have to sit on the floor because I was losing it. Thursday was fucking hell. Like seriously, if I'd had the hours to leave, I would have found a way to leave. It was awful. I've never felt that way. Like I don't tend to get body aches when I get sick, like that. Like I don't get like muscle achy. You know what I mean? I just get the general like feeling that you get when you're sick. That general overall just nasty feeling. I don't get achy. I've never gotten that before, which is what still makes me think it's COVID, even though I took a COVID test and it came back negative. But the doctor I talked to said that COVID tests are most accurate 4 to 5 days after symptoms appear. And I took it within like 24 to 48 hours of symptoms starting, so it's very possible I got a false negative. But I've never had a sickness do that to me before. So that wasn't fun. So I came home, collapsed, slept for a little bit. I couldn't fall asleep immediately, of course, despite being exhausted. Woke up at 5. Kylie was supposed to pick me up at 5:20. I woke up. I said, no. I texted Kylie. I said, you don't got to pick me up. I ain't going in. I'm not going in today. I can't. Because I woke up, like, throat was on fire more so than the day before. My head felt like my brain was leaking out of my ears. My body was stiff as fuck. And, oh my God, I woke up feeling like, I was just like, nope. Like moving to pick up my phone to text people to be like, hey, I'm not coming in. hurt. So I sent all those messages out, rolled over, went back to sleep. And I slept the entire work shift. So I slept for about, let's see. Oh, to make matters worse, I only got about 3.5 hours of sleep before my work shift on Thursday. So that didn't help. But I slept so long that my Fitbit counts my sleep on Friday as Saturday sleep. Because I fell asleep. Let's see if I can figure out these times, because it's just lumped that whole sleep cycle together. Because this isn't correct. Because it skips Friday. And it's got 3 Saturdays listed on here. So I woke up at 5. Probably fell back asleep around 5:30 p.m. on Friday. I slept the 12-hour shift easily. I woke up twice during those 12 hours. Woke up at 6 a.m. on Saturday. Libriana brought me food and meds and whatnot, and we chit-chatted. She left. I went back to sleep for another 8 or 9 hours. So my Fitbit has 17.5 hours of sleep with another 5 hours of sleep and another 1 hour of sleep between Friday and Saturday. So that's what? About 23 hours of sleep in a 2-day period. And dear God, did I need it. I've never slept that much in my life. And again, I'm sure it was a combo of things between being sick and being underslept, because I've, been working myself to death over the past couple months. I'm sure it was a combination of factors, but, I think one day I was up for about an hour, and then I was awake for probably 4 hours max watching YouTube, and then went back to sleep. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, true. I did do a all-nighter for Christmas travel, so that's true. But it's been an interesting couple. It's been hard to know what day I've done what on, because I've just been kind of going to sleep whenever my body tells me it's time to go to sleep, because that's what the body needs. That's the best way to get better, is to sleep. So I'll get up for a couple hours, and then my body will be like, that's enough, and then I'll go back to bed. So I think it was yesterday. Let's see, today's Monday, so Sunday. I think it was sometime Sunday. I finally had the energy to stand in the shower and wash, which I desperately needed. Not desperately, but when you lay in bed for a day and a half, you get kind of gross. So, plus a wash always helps when you're sick, in my opinion. So that did liven my spirits. It gave me a little bit of energy after that, but I had to sit down after the shower. So I was clean, and then Libriana brought me stuff. And then after she left, I had about a half hour to an hour of productivity time, where my ADHD and my body both agreed that, hey, let's get some stuff done. I did a little bit of cleaning. I vacuumed, because I was under the impression I was going to start working on the AT-AT, the Star Wars Lego thing that I bought. Not realizing that the instructions for it are on my laptop, and my laptop is in Libriana's apartment. So I have not started on it yet, which makes me sad. And I have no other way to access the instructions, because I don't know if the instructions that I was given by the seller match the official Lego instructions. I have no idea. So I tried to get Libriana to upload them to my Google Drive, but I've not heard back from her, because she's probably asleep. But we'll see. Because I'd like to get them on my tablet, so I can just sit my tablet up and use that. I can leave a laptop at her place, because it's just easier to leave it there, so we can watch whatever whenever I'm at her place, and I don't have to transport it back and forth. That's too much fucking effort. But yeah, so let me book. Who do I want to book with? Do I want to book it with Emily, Mandy, Stacy, Sarah, Andrew, Steven? Who do I want to book it with? Andrew's got a lot of reviews. 306 reviews. They all have a lot of stars. They're all very high rated. Do I want a male doctor? Not really. But see, like, I'm looking at their history, and none of these people have a history with, bowel stuff. So I don't know if these are primary care physicians or what, and I don't know if a PCP can prescribe me this med. I don't know, but that's what I'll find out tomorrow I think I want to book with Sarah. She's got a kind face. Sarah or Stacy, because they're not men, so that's a plus. Sarah's got a big old smile in her picture. So I think I'm going to book with Sarah. And then if Sarah's not the person who can give me what I want, I'm sure she'll be able to tell me who can. Yeah, it's going to cost me $30. Put in my information. I don't remember my number for this card. Don't say it out loud. Who's more likely to not care? Unfortunately, I can't tell that. I think it's this zip code, yeah. Looking to get a prescription for chlorodiazepoxide, clydinium. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Hold on. Chlorodiazepoxide, clydinium. Why is it not taking it? Usually it's really good about this. I don't want to type this shit in. I mean, I can because I've done it a lot, but I really don't want to have to. Hold on. Chlorodiazepoxide. I don't think I spelled it right. Hold on. Usually the voice to text spells it fine for me, and I don't know why it's not taking it in. D-I-A-Z-E. Diazepoxide. Clydinium. For my IBS. Since I have moved to States, I need a doctor for this, since my old one can't practice in Nebraska. Okay, let's see. Yeah, plus there's a 30-day free trial for PlushCare. So it says monthly billing, but I saw somewhere that you can bill it yearly and it's cheaper by a bit. So I can look into that if I decide to stay with this service. But all right, book appointment tomorrow at 11:15. Let me go write it on my calendar. Like 20 degrees outside. Why am I all sweaty? Select my pharmacy. There it is. Confirm. My address. Don't say it out loud. Why is it not? It's not pulling it up. Why is it pulling up Jacksonville, Florida? What is this? Item should arrive by 1:05 p.m. Sweet. Out for delivery. Cool. We'd love to see it. I might just chit-chat until it gets here then, and then we'll start the game after. I think that might be a good plan. Because then I'll upload the VODs separately. I didn't do that last time, and I kind of don't like that I didn't do that last time. Okay, I gotta download their app, so I'll make sure to do that. Dry throat. Hold on. Seriously, this is so weird. Did I mean, well, yeah, if you'd popped it up and showed me. It didn't want to autofill the location for some reason. How did you hear about us? I googled it. That's how. Okay, begin assessment for my medical history. I can do that later. But let me go in and download the app. No? Okay, well, guess I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Pull up the App Store. It won't work on my device. Oh, fuck you. I'll do it on my phone. Let's see. That's fine. Going to get that all set up because I'll forget and then I'll wake up like right at 11 tomorrow and then not be ready. I don't remember. What did I set? What password did I just set up this account? And I don't remember what I used. Doing things while sick is a bad idea. I don't recommend it. I really don't. I have a feeling my voice is going to get worse as the day goes on. Okay, it is email. Alright, alright. I only got a couple options for the password, so... that's not it. Alright. Yep, save the password. Thank you. I swear, if I ever lose my phone, I'm gonna have to quit everything because my phone has no lock on it and it's got all of my things saved. Because God knows I can't remember any of my shit. The fuck? You want me to remember all of my passwords? Well, it just takes too long. I don't like having to, like, type in a pass. Like, I just swipe it. That's so much faster. I don't have the time. Plus, my phone is almost constantly on my person. So, if it's not on my person, it's because it's somewhere in my apartment where only I am. So, it's not often my stuff is just where anyone can grab it. Although, I don't do a great job at keeping track of it at work. I gotta be honest on that. Oh, that does feel good on my throat. Was it a good idea? No. Should I put a lock on my phone? Probably. Am I gonna? No. I guess I will need to look into... I won't have to do that for a minute, but I'll eventually need to look into Planned Parenthood here in town so I can keep getting tea. But maybe I can just get it through Plush Care too. I have no idea. Yeah. So I wasn't able to sleep. I haven't slept in a few hours. I woke up at like, I don't know, what time was it? I want to say 4 a.m. I think. Maybe 5. And I couldn't go back to sleep for whatever reason. Like, I got tired, but I couldn't go back to bed, and I don't know why. Probably because my brain is doing all the thinking that it's not supposed to be doing right now. But if I can get approved for a credit card, although I did just get denied for the one that I was hoping to apply for reasons that I don't quite understand. But that's what Max is for whenever Max is done, because Max is doing their holiday stuff with their family right now. So whenever Max is done with that and can assist me with adulting, I'll have to find a different credit card. I'm having thoughts, which is never a good idea, but I'm thinking that since I'm going on and getting a credit card, I think I might just essentially assume a little bit of debt, and go ahead and like go through the process of getting top surgery, even though I can't afford it right now, and kind of shoot for trying to get it as soon as possible. I have no idea how long the process takes to get signed up for it all, but since I've got this insurance now, I can start looking for doctors, looking for surgeons, figuring out what those doctors and surgeons need, what the insurance needs, because I did a little bit of looking into it since I've been awake because I couldn't sleep. And it needs, what is it called? Prior authorization, is that what it's called? Is that what they called it? What did they call it? Oh, it wasn't on this. It was on it's on the other device. Phone. Hold on. Yeah, prior authorization. My insurance needs prior authorization before it'll cover gender-affirming surgeries. Although it did have hysterectomy listed under gender-affirming surgery. So I wonder if I can talk my insurance into paying for that too. That would be everything. That would genuinely be fantastic. But that is a later down the line issue. I'm not as concerned about that. That's the next one after top surgery. But when I first, because I got my I got my insurance card in the mail a week or two ago, and I didn't open it until yesterday because I didn't realize that's what it was. I opened it and saw it and went in and activated it and everything. And when I did that, it showed me a list of surgeons, of gender-affirming surgeons in that are in network. And Lexington has a surprising amount. But in Omaha, there's 2 top surgeons and 1 bottom surgeon. And then Iowa has a couple as well. And since I'm right next to Iowa, Iowa's not necessarily a bad option. That are all under this, that are all covered, these are surgeons that were recommended by the insurance agency. So these surgeons do take the insurance I have. And I assume the type of insurance that I have. Otherwise, why the fuck would it show me this list? So that's a good spot to start. I got 2 options in Omaha specifically for top surgery that I can look into that I know will take this insurance. I'm sure there are others in town. I just would have to clarify that this insurance will work there. But I figure what I can do is I can sign up for like the consult that you have to do anyways. And then from there, I can find out from the surgeon because a lot of times the surgeons won't do procedures, especially in Nebraska, because Nebraska recently passed stuff to where like they can't even, like minors can't get any care, gender affirming care anymore in Nebraska. I love living in America. That doesn't affect me, obviously, but I saw some information about it under some of the things I was looking into. But a lot of surgeons won't do gender affirming care of any kind without like mental health notes and shit like that. And a lot of times those are also necessary for insurance to cover it. So because it falls under that thing where it needs prior authorization, I'll need to figure out what that means, like what specific things the insurance will need before it will pay for it. But I figure I can work through that process with whatever doctor I see during that first appointment, to sort of figure out a timeline for when that doctor is going to have availabilities to do the surgery. And because for all I know, all the doctors nearby might be booked 6 months out, and my goals aren't achievable because of that. I have no idea. Or maybe there's some that have open slots next month. I have no idea. So I'll need to do some research into that. I might see if I can weaponize Max's research skills on that as well. But like I said, not for a couple days for Max because they're on their vacation right now. But I'm thinking Libriana's birthday is in July. It's the second week of July. And I'm going to take her to the beach for her birthday. Because she's never been to a beach before. And I figure we can make it a week-long excursion, take some time off work, drive out there, take her dog with us, because her dog does like beaches. They've been to like lakes before where they've got like a beachy area, but they've never been to like an ocean beach. And that's just a travesty, in my opinion. And my thinking is it would be nice to go to the beach with her without titties. That would be nice. So I'm hoping that I can fit it all in that timeline, because that's 6 months from now. In theory, that's enough time to get things done if the surgeons have open slots and if insurance doesn't take 8 years. And if I can get approved for this credit card where I don't have to pay any interest on it for a year, I can put any of the money that I can't save up in the next couple months on that credit card and work it off, essentially. And in thinking about that, I think that's going to be the best way to do it, is to sort of put myself in debt, because I can get myself to pay debt off, but I think that's going to be easier to get myself to do than saving up money, because if I owe someone money and that someone is going to charge me money, if I don't give them that money, that's more motivation to pick up shifts and pay them off than me trying to get myself to save money for some theoretical thing that I may get one day. Because that's what I've been doing for 2 years, 3 years, and it's not gotten anywhere. I'm still right where I was, if not worse off than I was a year or 2 ago. So I can start once I'm not sick anymore. So in theory, next week, I can go back to picking up 1 or 2 shifts a week and dig myself out of the small hole that I'm in right now. I'm not really in a big hole. It's not a hole yet. It'll be a hole next month if I don't take care of it this month. And start working as much as I can. Plus, recently, I found out a thing that So there's this guy named Brian at my workplace. He was out for a little while. I don't know how long, because time isn't real, so I don't know how long for. But he was out for a minute. I think he got something done on one of his legs, like he got some surgery or some care or something taken care of on one of his legs. So he was out for a minute, because he obviously, you can't work at Amazon if your legs are fucked up. Like, it makes life very difficult, especially because he's a water spider, which means his whole job is walking everywhere. That's his whole job all day, just walking across this building, these concrete floors all the time. Can't really do that if your legs are busted. But he's back now, but he's back on, like, but he's not fully recovered yet, but he's back working at like a reduced pace, essentially. So I didn't realize that was an option. So my thinking is, because I was planning to have 3 months off from work to recover from top surgery, because obviously with top surgery, I can't do my job. My job is very physical. It requires lifting. It requires reaching up and stretching, which you can't do when you have a chest surgery, because any movement like this is going to stretch your scars out, and you don't want that, obviously. Not to mention you're going to be fucking exhausted because you just had surgery. But with that reduced workload, I, in theory, could return, if my memory is correct in recovery, 2 months after, which would save me a lot of money, because I'll be working with full pay. I just won't be returning to work at my full workload, so I wouldn't be in the trailer, I wouldn't be on the line, they would put me elsewhere in the building where I could do things without having to strain my body to such an excessive degree. I'd get to sit down more, things like that. They're very accommodating, which I did not know. So thinking about all this stuff has made it, in theory, more achievable, more attainable, to do it that way. Because if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm never going to get top surgery. And I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of every year being like, this is the year that it's going to happen. And then the year ending and it not being done. And then with the scare with my car recently, and how much that's going to cost to take care of and work on and everything. It's not going to happen if I keep going at it the way I'm going at it. So I think I'm going to try to go at it at a different angle. Save up what I can, and then anything I can't afford, put it on that credit card that I'm gonna open up, where I don't have to worry about paying it off like immediately for a while. And then even if I do have to accrue a little bit of debt, maybe take a couple hits on my credit score, that's necessary, because that's top surgery and eventually a hysterectomy it's really the only surgery that I would like soon. Like a hysterectomy tomorrow would be lovely, but that's not going to happen, and it's not as big of a issue for me daily as top surgery is. So if I can get that out of the way, then I have 10-20 years to pay it off and take care of it before I've got any other surgery that I even want to attempt to try to go after. You know what I mean? So I want to talk to Max about it, because Max will have a more level-headed ability to look at it and tell me if that's a terrible idea, or my delivery was dropped off. It won't take 10 to 20 years to pay off. It's just a theoretical, like, I'm just saying time-wise, like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I need top surgery today, bottom surgery tomorrow. It's not like that for me. Like, I don't feel that way. I feel like I need top surgery 2 years ago, but I would like to have top surgery soon, because I've got so many of goals in my life that I'm like, oh, after top surgery, then I can go start trying these things, because I'll feel comfortable enough to try those things. And I'm tired of putting things off because I can't afford top surgery. So if I've got to accrue a little bit of debt to be able to start living my life again, then I'm at the point where I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. Especially because I'm really good at paying shit off. I've noticed I'm surprisingly good at managing my money. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. Now that I'm out of my spending era, I've noticed that I've really cut back on buying frivolous things. I'm a lot better about it, with the exception of fast food, of course. Fast food is great, so we're going to forever spend money on fast food. But in terms of buying things I don't really need, I've gotten a lot better at that over the past couple months. and especially if I've got debt hanging over my head, I will. It'll encourage me to not buy things more often. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. But I'm gonna go get my. Groceries. They're at the top of the stairs. I'll be right back. Oh, I am never doing grocery pickup ever again. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay. Sorry about that. But I ordered like chicken, milk, eggs, a number of things that needed to go straight into the fridge, so I couldn't let it sit out there, even though it's cold as fuck outside right now. It's literally 32 degrees outside, so it would have been fine outside because it's colder outside than it is in my fridge, but still, I didn't want to leave it sitting out there too long, so. And that was lovely, though. And right at the top of my stairs, I did pay for Walmart Plus for the year. It was like $50 for the whole year, and I get Paramount Plus, I get free delivery, I get, and a fuck ton of other things, access even earlier access to Black Friday deals, tons of shit. Absolutely worth the money. If I get my groceries delivered 5 times, it's paid off, because it's like $10 to get your groceries delivered, which already isn't a bad price. Okay, let me catch up on what did I miss? All right. Would have been able to say up, but as Nico said, they were terrible at spending potential savings. Better getting a credit card and paying the debt as leverage over themselves. Yep. Yeah, with the hiding money from yourself, I was actually, when I was looking into credit cards with Max this past week, when I opened this new credit card that I'm going to use for these theoretical expenses, I'm also with that bank that I open it with, because I've got to open it with a bank that's not my bank that I use for everything else. My bank isn't allowed to work, like, practice in Nebraska or whatever. It's very weird. They don't have banking rights here, so I'm gonna have to open it with a different bank. And I think what I'm gonna do is, when I open that account, I'm gonna set it up with my payroll, where it automatically takes a certain percentage of each check and automatically sends it to a savings account with that bank. So I'm not seeing it every single day, and I'm not seeing it leave my account, or seeing it leave my check, I mean, because I'm just seeing how much money I'm getting. I'm not seeing where the taxes go or anything like that. And if it's like, I'm gonna maybe do like 5 or 10% of each check, so it's not even gonna be a large, probably 5%, so then it's not even a very big amount to notice a difference. So then I'll gradually be building up a savings that I'm not seeing every time I have to, because every time I spend any money, I have to check my bank account, and so I'm able to see exactly how much money I have at all times. So if I'm sending that money to a bank that I'm not constantly looking at, then it's essentially hidden from me. I can save a ton, but now I need to go and look for mortgages to see if I can afford to buy a house and just keep putting it off. I need to sell my old car. It's been sitting for 3 months now. I do not have nearly enough for even a car stash away because poor people problems. Yeah, I actually, a couple of the Lego impulse purchases I bought over the last month or so from Walmart, I actually set to return, because I bought Dobby and I bought some other car build, because I built one Lego car thing that was a cheap little $20-$25 thing from Walmart that I actually really like. I love it. It's sitting under my TV and I quite like it. But I went to build the Dobby last night because I couldn't work on my AT-AT, and I was like, I don't really want to build this. So I went and set it to return because I hadn't opened it. So I set it to return that one, and then I dug the other one out. That I was like, I bought another one from Walmart a while ago. I wonder, because they're small ones. They're like 300 or 400 pieces, so they don't take very long. And I went and pulled it out of my little stash of where I've shoved all the Lego stuff, and I looked at it and I said, I don't really want to build this one either. So I went and set it to return. So I'm going to get like almost $50 back for those two. And once I get that 50 back, I'm going to put that straight into my savings account. So then it's like money that I never spent, that. So I just have to get over to Walmart to do the return sometime in the next month, because the return is due by February. See, I'm um sorry. What I mean by I'm good at managing my money is that when I have a debt to pay off, I somehow always find a way to make enough money to pay that debt off. And I'm pretty good at restricting myself and being like especially with the credit card that I do have, I have a $2,500 spending limit, which isn't very high for a credit card, but also is a lot of money. And I've been very good at keeping that amount at a reasonable spot. Like I tend to try not to put more than like $600 on it in a month. It's usually my spending limit on my credit card. And I do pretty good at keeping it around that area. But this last month, I knew it was going to go over that because of traveling. And then I loaned money to someone to help them not get evicted on Christmas, and stuff like that. So I knew it was going to put it up a lot higher than it had been. And I needed it for a couple other things, like a couple other bigger purchases that I needed to, that I wasn't going to be able to avoid. And I just put them all on the credit card. So this month I've got nearly $2,000 of credit card stuff that I have to pay off. 600 of that is going to come from the person I loaned the money to. So it's not as bad as it sounds, but it's absolutely doable. And I'm already well on my way to already having the money I need for rent. And then after I have rent pay, like the rent money in my savings, then I start sending money to my credit card. That's how I tend to do it each month, is unless it's enough that I can pay it off with my first paycheck, which I've done before, or if I get my first paycheck of the month will cover my credit card expenses, I just send it straight to there, and then I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the month. So I'm pretty good at keeping track of all of that, which is why I think doing it this way is going to be better, just both in money terms and for my mental health in the long run and my general existence. Because I'm tired of being like, every time I put on certain shirts, being like, I can't wait to wear this shirt when I don't have titties anymore. I'm tired of doing that, and because I've been doing it for years, and and so much of what I want to try to do with my life are like things that I'm not going to be comfortable with trying out or working towards until after I've had that procedure. And I'm tired of putting my life off for it. Life is too short for that shit. So I think this is going to be the better way to be able to live my life, even if because I'm going to be living month to month anyways. Is what I've noticed. So it's not like I'm just kind of be switching around when certain things are happening. And since I have this insurance, it's not going to cost, like I'm not going to go 10 grand into debt for this procedure. Yeah, women don't wear binders. That's not who it's for. I mean, I guess some non-binary girls isn't really a term, but that's kind of not the point. I guess for an AFAB non-binary people, yeah. But that would be the closest thing to girls needing them. Yeah, but no, people who identify as girls generally like having titties, so that's kind of funny. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is adulting. But first I've got to find a credit card that'll take me, because this last one just denied me, and I'm not sure why. I've got a good credit score, although the credit score that I thought I had is not the one that it reported back to me on, because when you apply for a credit card, it goes and looks at your credit score, and it tells you what it found. And when I just applied for this one, it said I have a 714 as a credit score, which isn't a bad credit score. It's a great credit score. But my app for the card that I currently have says I have a 744, which is a significantly better credit score. And I'm not sure why they're different. I wonder if it's pulling from two different credit bureaus, maybe. I don't know. But regardless, the 714 doesn't qualify me less for this card than the 744 does. Like, they're both in the range that they need. So I'm not sure why I was denied. So I'm going to try to get in contact with Max and figure that shit out. Because I do think that's the plan that I'm going to go with, is trying to essentially speed run my way through the process of top surgery. And by speed run, I mean finally start it and then try to get it done with by July. That's going to be my goal. I don't know if it's doable. I don't know if it's even possible. Like I said, for all I know, all the surgeons in town are booked until next year, so it may not be possible. But I'm going to hope that maybe I get some luck on my side this year, and that come, May, I'll be titty free, and on my way to recovery. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, it may not even be possible, but you never know. You never know until you try. But that's just where I'm at, essentially. I've had a lot of time to think. Like I said, all the time I've spent conscious the past couple days has just been thinking time. So, Okay, so like recovery for top surgery, a lot of things say like the main recovery is like 2-3 weeks, right? And then a lot of people will take an extra month after that just to allow their scars to heal more and whatnot before they go back to like their day-to-day job. And since I work a physical job, it's probably best to go 2 months. So if this is true, if I'm good a month after, I can just go back to work on like a lighter workload, so that I'm not going without income for longer, right? For several weeks after surgery, you should not lift your arms greater than 90 degrees away from your body or over your head. You should not push, pull, or lift anything greater than 5 pounds during those 4 weeks. 5 pounds? That's a very small number. So yeah, absolutely no working for several weeks after surgery. And of course, each surgeon will give you a different answer to that too, I imagine. And they'll all be around the same amount. And that's assuming you have no complications, Wear your chest compression vest 24/7 for 6 weeks post-op. So that's a month and a half. I was correct in my estimate of 2 to 3 months of recovery time. Because I was just planning for 3 months total, just to sort of overestimate, But I hope it's doable but in that time, I do want to make my way to Lexington before February. Before February is over, I'd like to make my way out to Lexington so I can see my papaw, see my family, see my sister, see her apartment, see Chris and his wife and the bits of my family in that city that do want to see me. It'd be nice to go see all of them sooner rather than later, although my papaw's health seems to be getting better and better each day, which is fantastic, and hopefully it continues to go that way. But I would like to try to get out there in the next month or two, which could affect my ability to bring in money. But, I got a lot I want to do this year, and I don't want to keep putting it off just because I can't afford something. Yeah. And I want to do a lot of traveling this year. Libriana wants to do traveling, and I want to take her places that she's never been before, and sort of get to taking her to the beach is going to be really fun because she's never been to a proper beach before, and I've been to a number of beaches before, so it's not like a whoa experience for me anymore. So getting to re-experience the beach for the first time through her would be really fun. road tripping and all that stuff's all a lot of fun. I know, right? I mean, you live so close to beaches, though. You live in a state that has beaches, so whereas she grew up here in Omaha, the center of the country, dirt poor. So it doesn't surprise me that she's never been to a beach. But you know, as someone who grew up in a fairly wealthy family, I've been to many beaches. I've been to the Gulf, I've been to the East Coast, and I've been to the West Coast. So I've been to all the beaches you can go to, all of the general beaches you can go to in this country. But, you know, it'd be nice to travel as me and not have to plan my wardrobe around, will I have titties for this event or will I not have titties for this event? Especially if I'm going to be going to beaches or going on hikes or, you know, things that you get really sweaty and stuff like that, you know, or that involve swimming, you know, stuff like that, because I want to do scuba diving and see if I enjoy scuba diving, but I ain't doing scuba diving if I got titties, because I ain't putting on a wetsuit with titties. No, thank you. I would rather die. I would rather drown. So yeah, I'm gonna look into that soon, as soon as I can. I wish there was a way to just call my insurance and be like, can I get the step-to-step, because I'm certain I'm not the only person to do this process with this insurance and this plan and this place. So can I just, someone tell me exactly which things I got to get checked off and in what order, so I can go do that shit so I can get the things I want and get it done, because I would very much like to get it done. You know, but first I got to take care of my routine stuff first, like not being currently sick, and then IBS stuff. Those are the first things I got to take care of, which hopefully I can get the IBS stuff figured out tomorrow during that appointment. Or at least get me a checklist figured out tomorrow in that appointment. If I can't get my drugs in that appointment, I can at least get a checklist to make my way towards getting drugs in that appointment. So, yeah. And another thing this year that I want to do is I want to start, in theory, this is a big theory. This is not a, ooh, I'm going to do it. You know, this is ideally, I would like to exercise more this year. Not like with any sort of goal in mind necessarily, just general health and fitness, general, because they say year 4 is like the big year for, of transition. Year 4 is a big year for hair, and a big year for like weight redistribution is when you really start to notice it more, is what I've heard from a number of trans men. And so it would be nice to do that. And since Libriana also wants to start going to the gym, I'll have a gym buddy. So it'll be encouraging. But that'll be something else that I'll want to do titty-free. It's not undoable. It's not like I can't go and do it before then. I will. But, you know. I'm just tired. I'm tired of waiting and sitting and waiting and working and killing myself for money, and then the money being gone when I turn around to try to use it for something. So, I know. What is this world coming to, rookie? Who even am I? I wonder if Libriana's awake. Maybe not. Nice. Yeah, Max has been working out. Max has had a personal trainer for a little while. And is getting swole. Max is getting swole. Um, I don't remember how much weight Max said they'd gained, but Max has gained a bit of weight and muscle. I mean, you've seen Max. Max already doesn't weigh very much, so it doesn't take much to put muscle onto that frame. Because it's not like they have any fat to lose first. So there's not much of a cut to happen because there's not any fat. So, I think it's been 2 months, maybe more. You know how I am with time. Since Max started seeing a personal trainer, and Max is already quite a bit more muscular. Max could give you the numbers of lifts and their weights and their maxes and all of that stuff. But Max already had guns, but Max really has guns now. And I am in the same boat where I also don't really have much fat to work off, especially not on my limbs. I've got a little bit of a tummy, but still not much. So it really wouldn't take a lot. And especially since Max has been paying a personal trainer, someone whose whole fucking job is to go, hey, do this, this, and this will be your result. They're seeing results even faster that way. So I don't really have the money for a personal trainer, but the internet is free. So, well, it's not free. It costs me $80 a month, but it's, but YouTube is free. And a lot of gyms, when you sign up for it, they'll give you a trainer for the first week or two to, or like they'll have someone around. Plus, if you're going to a gym, you can see like, oh, that person's fit as fuck. Maybe they will know how to, show me what part of my lift is wrong. Like, how can I better max optimize this for that? I should probably pay for a personal trainer at some point. I just don't find the motivation to go myself for long periods, and I'm not one for group workout sessions. At least that would give me some confidence in knowing what I should be doing. Yeah. I think paying paying a personal trainer, paying an individual to analyze my body when I hate my body how it is would make me even more self-conscious at the gym than I already am, because the trainer is going to be watching my every move to correct my form and find out which exercises work best for me. And I don't really want to change my diet all that much, which I know will affect my gains, but I'm not trying to get swole. I'm trying to get a little bit more fit than I already am. It'd be nice to see, and with that, I will naturally start to see some gains, because like I said, I'm skinny, so I don't tend to retain fat all that much. So any exercise is going to be progress in that direction. So I don't really want to change my diet that much. I'm willing to drop this for that, or change out this ingredient for this ingredient here or there. Maybe cook at home a little bit more. Maybe that'll be my incentive to cook at home. I did just buy the ingredients to start making eggs in the mornings, and especially on my mornings when I don't have to go to work. So before stream and stuff like that. Because I woke up this morning wanting scrambled eggs, but I didn't have any eggs. And I just bought ingredients for chili and all that stuff. But I need to start cooking at home more. It's better for the budget, and it's better for health. Yeah. I will be doing the surgery. Sorry, rookie. I will be doing it, ideally as soon as possible. Yep, Happy New Year. It is 2024, you guys. It's amazing. I don't know how this happened so fast. 2023 just zoomed by. It was weird because I've been seeing my apartment at different times of the day than I usually do these past weekend, because I've been up at weird times because of being sick. So I've been getting to see my apartment lit differently because of natural lighting and everything. And I was standing in the living room today at like not long after sunrise, like it was maybe like 8 o'clock. And I just was like, I really love my apartment. I really fucking love this place. I really like it a lot. I feel like this place really suits me, like the look of it, the feel of it, the layout, the setup. I really like my apartment, and I'll be fucking devastated if the rent goes up a fuck ton at the end of this lease. I'm gonna be very, very sad if my rent goes up a bunch. I have 224 followers, Rookie, on Twitch. I don't think any of the whatever those are called work at the moment, so most probably bots. Honestly, probably at this point, because you know. Yep. I'm probably gonna hop into the game here in a minute anyways. Kind of out of things to talk about. But I was gonna order food. That's what I need to do. In theory, Libriana will come over tonight and she can pick up food on her way here. But I haven't heard from her and don't know if she'll be conscious today. So I'm not gonna plan on that. But I do want food because I'm hungry currently. So DoorDash. Yeah. It's a very low number. I think I'm gonna order Taco Bell. So that way if Libriana doesn't come in tonight. Although I wanted Cane's because I was gonna make chili tomorrow. Because I'm going to eat chili before the work week. And I'm probably going to buy pizza to eat at work this week. I'll need to have her over here, though, because I don't want to pay for delivery for the pizza because it's 5 minutes from my apartment. So I'll need to order the pizza when she's here so that I can go get it because I don't have a fucking car. But paying for pizza delivery is the most ridiculous thing ever when you live 5 minutes away. So technically it's a 2-minute drive from my apartment. On the way there, it's 2 minutes. On the way back, it's 5 minutes. Because one-way streets. Technically, I could walk there. Get $3 off orders of $22 or more. God damn it. All of my orders are that expensive. Fuck. I don't want Cane's right now. I want Cane's tonight. I want Taco Bell right now. So I think we'll just do both. Fuck it. Ironically, my order is not expensive enough to get that deal. $3 off an order of $22 or more. My order is before taxes $18. Because I found a way to order what I tend to want cheaper. Because I actually have a. Also, welcome back, Christian. There's like a meal that has 2 chicken chalupas, a taco, and a drink in it. And I can make that taco a Doritos Locos taco for just a little bit of extra money. And I can make the drink a blue raspberry freeze for just a little bit of extra money. Which gives me the 2 chalupas, which are usually $5. And when you order them on the app, they're actually $6 a piece for the chalupas. A taco and a drink for $14 or $15. A deal. That is a fucking steal. When 2 of those tacos is usually $12. That's a steal. And then I get the large nacho fries. So usually what I'll do is I'll eat the fries and the taco and drink the freeze. And then put the tacos, like the chalupas, to the side for later because they reheat great. They're honestly better on the reheat, in my opinion. And then eat those later. So that's what I've been doing, and it saves me quite a bit of money. Because it used to be my order from Taco Bell would be like $30 every time I'd order. And now it's $20. Like right now, to get it delivered, it's going to be $22. Although if I spend $3 more, I get $3 off. But I'm not going to do that because I don't need to do that. So it won't be. I'm not going to be doing that. Because I've stopped ordering the quesadillas because those fuck me up. My body doesn't tend to handle the quesadillas all that well, unfortunately, as delicious as they are. What is this? That'd be a good one for the future. I know I can't handle the jalapeno sauce, and it's upsetting because the jalapeno sauce is so tasty. It's so good. Yeah, the jalapeno sauce with all the different cheeses, my body doesn't tend to handle it very well. So I've stopped ordering that, which saves me like $5 an order. I tend to only get 2 chalupas, which I used to get 4 chalupas, so that cuts the price in half. And then I found the meal that cuts the price on even more. So I've managed to cut my meal cost down by quite a bit, which is good. And I get 2 meals out of it now too. So I mean, that's why I got 4 chalupas. Sorry, 4 chalupas, because that would be 2 meals there. That's why I would get 4. But now with this new order, I still get 2 meals out of it, and I save $10. We love to see it. And I usually tip my driver $5 since I don't pay a delivery fee. I usually just whatever my taxes are going to be before the savings for the DoorDash. What's it called? What is it called? The DoorDash subscription that you can do that like cuts off your delivery fee. Oh, that's another reason I've not gotten Cane's lately, is you still have to pay the delivery fee for Cane's, even with the Dash Pass. That's what it's called. You still have to pay the delivery fee with Dash Pass. I think today I'm actually going to tip the driver $4. It's going to be $25.83 after tip, which is still cheaper than my old order used to be after I picked it up. So, and I can't go pick it up, so I don't have a fucking car. Although these days, since the normal road, like the little alleyway road that they've had closed for a while, it's open again. Now I never know where the driver's going to stop. Are they going to stop out in front of the building? Are they going to pull out over here? I'm never sure where they're going to pull up. So I just kind of have to wait and like walk out and be like, well, it says they're here, but they're not over there. So let me walk through the building. Usually I try to be standing there the moment they pull up so that they don't spend a lot of time waiting around at my apartment for me. Because when you're dashing, every second is money. So place my order. Give me food. Arrives between 1:59 and 2:09. We love to see it. Plus my monster's almost gone. All right.